You know what I just watched the other day was the first Father of the Bride movie.
Getting caught up for that Andy Garcia reboot, huh?
Yeah, well, You know I love me some Garce. I gotta get that Andy Garce.
The first one, like the part one of the two-part Steve Martin saga?
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Because that was also a remake
Yes, I know that, yes.
of Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House.
I have not seen a film such a safe film in a very long time. That was a trip.
Well, we were living at the end of history.
I think the craziest part of that movie was that he got some kids to drive some cars.
Oh, right.
But they put like a fucking Chuck Berry song on during it, and so it was fine.
Like just move them like from the front to the driveway, right?
Yeah, onto the front
not
lawn.
Even very far.
No. And there's like one scene where one of them almost hits him while he's like motioning him to keep pulling forward.
Oh,
how these like 9-year-old children don't bump any of the cars. No, that would be too much for the old ladies who go to see this in the theater.
Well, the second one is
it's fucked up?
Yeah, it's much more fucked up.
I would say the most fucked up part of that movie was Martin Short's baffling character choices. What was that?
His name is Franck, and he's a wedding planner.
No, that's what the script
as you can see,
gave him.
Waylon
that was
Smithers
not
resides in Springfield. He's a 35-year-old man.
Was he supposed to have a nationality in that movie? Because I could not fucking pin him down. It was very much like funny voice is funny.
It no longer exists. He's a Nazi who hid out in Central America. That's why he sounds like that. He's actually 85.
And I'm certain he's playing a gay person, but that's never explicitly said. Even though his assistant is the fucking evil scientist from the Jurassic Park movies, who is a big mo.
Oh yeah? BD?
Yeah.
BD Wong or Benedict? BD Wong. Not Benedict Wong. I get confused because they have many of the same letters. Well, that explains his performance in the more recent Jurassic movies, anyway.
Yeah.
That does, if nothing else.
Would he ask the raptor to sashay away? Oh.
Well, the second Father of the Bride movie, that's when things really take off, because
Why
mother
does Franck come
mother
back in
and
that
daughter
one?
are pregnant together?
Why? What's he there for if there's no wedding being planned?
He's preparing them to give birth.
What?
You
don't
don't
have to watch this fucking.
You don't know the
sideshow
premise
of a movie now.
of Father of the Bride Part 2? Mother and daughter are pregnant
there's
together.
I know that part.
And
I know that he's
Steve,
back,
Steve
but
Martin,
I don't know why.
Eugene Levy is there, so there's even more SCTV.
Well, he was in the first one too.
Oh, he was? Oh, what the hell is this series? Well, in the second one,
he plays a different character in both films. I know that.
Oh, you see, I'm not needed here. In the second one, he wants to buy Steve Martin's house. And various hijinks ensue.
But why is the wedding planner back?
It's a plan.
What flimsy excuse did they use?
He's gonna teach them the breathing exercises. You can
Why
imagine.
does he do that?
You can imagine the hijinks. Because they're family friends.
I feel like
by
the
this
conversation we're having now is identical to the one that happened at like fucking
Touchstone
ABC
Pictures
Studios or whoever fucking made these
ABC
movies.
Studios. This was a theatrical picture, I'll have you know.
Oh, it feels like it too.
Back then, you could just open a movie with Steve Martin casually talking to you for 3.5 minutes.
Steve Martin is a good jerk. In fact, they made a movie about him called The Jerk.
That movie was not exactly about Steve Martin.
What are you talking about? The guy looks just like him.
Well, you know where he's a jerk and it's rather unpleasant is Cheaper by the Dozen 2.
See, I found it a little bit, like, maybe about halfway through when Diane Keaton has to, like, force him to recite, like, a big apology while he's in jail because he was eating hot dog buns in the school. Until that point, he was quite the jerk in this movie, and I was like, who's sympathizing with this guy?
Well, it's very stressful being the father of the bride.
You can't just, you can't just, I feel like in 1991 it was a little late to make a commentary about the ratio of hot dog buns to hot dogs.
Hey,
to the point where, you know, you're ripping them open and how did he think he was gonna... You know, the worst part about that was really making me mad, how did he think he was gonna pay for the loose buns? If he was planning to pay, how was he gonna... He was just coming up with a... Was he gonna... Because he was stuffing them into another bag of hot dog buns. So when he went to the till, it would have rung through as a bag of, like, 8 hot dog buns, but in reality there would have been, however many. He either would have been out money or he would have been stealing from the store.
Well, that's why they sent him to prison, I assume. I only remember the part where he falls in the swimming pool.
That was also very frustrating. I understand that was a big set piece for all the old ladies laughing and just, wow, this movie's outrageous. Steve Martin, that jerk. He's gonna fall in that pool. He's gonna do it. And then he falls
he sees the dog. And the dog
falls
scares
in the pool.
him in the pool.
He falls in that fucking pool. That whole fucking scene is built up to him falling in that goddamn pool. And then he falls in the pool, and what does the movie do? It cuts away. It cuts to them having dinner. At like, home. We don't get to see the reaction of the in-laws. Of Steve Martin floating in their pool, fully dressed with the guy's bank book. Wouldn't that have, like, caused some friction in the family? They had to cut away from that because they didn't know how to write a scene where those characters would believably react to Steve Martin, that asshole, falling in their pool with the fucking bank book that he stole off the guy's desk.
Arlington Smoke Factory. Well, see, this is the thing. The audience is... Maybe they filmed that scene, but people were laughing too hard at him falling in the pool.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. All those fucking people, they were like, we got it. We don't need to stay here any longer. This is it. This is the fucking comedic crux of the movie. This is how people know they're in for a good one. Classic.
Was that Eugene Levy's
God,
house? No.
What? No. Eugene
was
Levy
you-
just plays like a wedding singer who auditions for like 5 seconds. He's in the movie for 5 seconds.
Oh, well, then maybe it was the same character. We don't know.
It's not the same character. I read the IMDb trivia.
For just for part one, right? You don't want to spoil yourself.
Well, that part's spoiled. I know that Eugene Levy plays 2 characters. That's all I know, though. I don't know. Well, actually, you've spoiled more about the second one than IMDb has. But the more I'm talking about the first one, the angrier I'm getting about it. I rated that movie a 65, and now I'm really starting to question things.
And the second one,
Starting to get mad that it's a movie I own.
the second one, Martin Short doses him on sleeping pills.
That's the reason I'm gonna watch that movie, is because I need to find out why the fuck Martin Short's in it.
Well, who else was gonna give him the sleeping pills?